Yes, 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 yes. So, my friend told her sissy was to find a spot in public, but a secret, like a quiet spot in public. So here's the situation: she has a sissy.
Mhm.
Oh wait, yeah. She so the thing is, she has a sissy, right? But she also has a dom. She's cuckolding the sissy with the dom, and the dom broke up with her.
Hmm.
She was very, 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 very upset. So she told the sissy, "Go find a space, and I want you to all over your face on on the phone." So find a place. Now keep in mind this is in Jersey in a very, I wouldn't say urban, but a very highly populated. It's not the suburbs, it's like a little in between. I don't want to give it away. And he's there in some parking lot or some, and there you go, boosh. So I ask you, you don't have to answer now. As a dom, what would you have done differently?
Hmm.
How would you have taken it up a notch, so to speak? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nicholas Tannick. Everything we're going to talk about tonight is consensual. We are consenting adults. We're adults. We have nothing to do with children. We do nothing illegal. We are trying to get by, and we have fetishes. We're trying to use our fetishes for good. This is a culture. This is a culture, and we're everywhere. We're everywhere. Yeah. People you work with are kinky. Maybe you're just too close-minded and judgy for them to come out and be comfortable around you. Do you ever think about that? That's the rule. Don't judge people. Welcome to your kinky friends. Kinky. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Oh wow, I am truly honored. I'm going deep here tonight. You may have not seen this person all over Twitter or Instagram or X or whatever. This is lifestyle. This is someone. This is a lifestyle person who ah, I am honored, and you should be honored too, to to be around, just to be around this person. Oh, we're talking to the goddess of stitches, Mistress Haley. We're going to talk about sissification. We're going to talk about what it's like to have a sissy sex slave lobster. We'll
Yes.
find out what that is, and maybe we'll find out what Mistress Haley would have done better. Oh, it's Your Kinky Friends. Go to yourkinkyfriends.com. Get 15% off all inventory at lockedinlust.com with offer code YKF. Us. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. We are here with Mistress Haley,
Yes.
Goddess of Stitches. How are you?
I'm
What's
great.
so I
How
gotta
are
ask
you?
this.
Pardon me?
I'm very well. I gotta ask you the first question.
Okay.
What's inspiring you these days?
Yeah. In the kink world, um, so my sissy bitch, lobster, who I'm married to, recently had a small procedure done, minor surgery. So he's been recouping. So I've been kind, but I'm going out of town tomorrow, and usually by myself, and usually that means that it has to do all of its chores and document doing so
Of course.
appropriately for me. So I'm off having fun, and it's scrubbing my toilets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Very inspiring.
yes. So I'm off having fun
Uh,
and getting a clean house.
right on. Oh, I'm with that. I'm definitely with that. I've done it myself. I've been in both positions. So let's just get into it. Tell us about your journey into femdom, because it wasn't always like, yeah. Tell us about your journey, how it started.
So, just a few years ago, about 4 years ago, I abruptly went into a divorce and was thrust into dating in 2020s. So never having to do the online dating thing ever. had to start trying to navigate that. And it turns out what I thought was always my type, which, if anybody knows, would be somebody with a couple extra pounds with a beard, and drives a pickup truck and has a fish. And turns out that's not my
It has
type.
a it has a
Has a
fish.
fish. Yeah, so that's like a joke that most women know. If you're on vanilla dating sites, every guy has a selfie in his truck and or a picture of him holding a fish.
Really? I was not aware of this. Okay.
Yes. I guess it's to show that they can conquer something,
Oh,
look
that they
what
could
I can
catch people.
do.
They,
Okay?
oh, great. They can
I
catch
don't-
you.
it's
They could
for
catch you. Wonderful.
yeah,
Now, does it matter
yes.
if the kind of fish like is it like a car? Like someone with a nice car is that more attractive? Like someone with a nice like someone with a grouper is different than a salmon?
Right. Maybe if we dive that deep, that could possibly be it. But so in doing that, I bop from one to the other because I'm like, well, all these guys are lame, let me go to the next one. And God help me, I ended up on eHarmony, but it ended up being one of the best things I ever did. So I had a rule that I would not talk to anybody that didn't have a profile picture.
Yeah.
um
I'll do.
and then all of a sudden, here's somebody sending me a message without a profile picture. So I read it and I was like, oh, okay, they sound okay. It's a Thursday night. I'm bored, whatever. So we started chatting in the chat boxes, and they kind of started mentioning something about, isn't it wonderful about all these young trans boys, girls? And at the time, my offspring wasn't too sure about themselves, and they were wondering if possibly they were. So I took a quick screenshot and sent it over. I'm like, is this weird? Is this guy punking me? What's going on? And he's like, no, mom, I think he just sounds weird. So what I like to do when I meet somebody online, I
Yeah.
suck all the weird out of them. And then when I
Yeah.
get right, and then when I
That's a
get
great
to a
strategy.
point where I've had my fill, I just kind of quietly back away. I'm like, okay, I got nothing better to do. What? Why not? So I start talking to the guy, and he starts telling me about um, how he wants to be. He's like, you seem like you have a strong personality, this, that, and the other. I'm like, yeah, that's about me. You're reading it right. And then he started telling me about how would I feel about being in an FLR, and I'm like, you lost me. I don't know what that is. And he said that if it's just like you would expect from like a 1950s household, except the female is in charge, not the man. And I was like, what? Wait, what? I've just been told I'm a controlling, biatch my whole life. And now all of a sudden you're telling me that's what you want. Hold on. So we get to talk. And he told me, Mom, when you get to a point where he says something that just you're like, just stop. Obviously, you've gone too far. Well, that never happened. He just
Oh
kept
my God.
talking.
That is like I'm so glad you told that story so far because there are like I'm getting messages right now. This is you're basically telling people, sissies, closet sissies, that your fantasies can come true. These
Absolutely
wild fantasies that no one's gonna understand. No one will understand. The world's gonna hate me.
not true.
No. Thank you. Continue.
Yes. But so I go to bed, whatever. I get up, I go to work the next day, and all of this is going through my head. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I wouldn't know how to do this, and blah blah blah. So what I do is I'm a surgical tech. So I manage and maintain the sterile field during surgery. I hand all the instruments to the surgeon, whatever
Mhm.
they need, I make it happen. So I'm setting up my sterile field, and of course my mind's not on it, but I turn to do something, and my underwear lightly brush my feminine parts,
Yeah.
I almost orgasmed at work. I was so turned on by what I was going through my mind. I'm like, okay, obviously, I've tapped into something here. And over the course of time, I've just relived stuff through my whole life, like being 17 and walking into the movie theater in Lauderhill, Florida at midnight to watch Rocky Horror for the first time and seeing Frankenfurter and my jaw dropping
Yeah.
and thinking 17-year-old me who's not knowing why, but I'm finding this the hottest man I've ever seen in my life in
I love
drag.
that movie.
Oh, I freaking love that movie. But more so I love Frankenfurter. And it
Yeah.
was just, I mean, and and it just became like an aha moment, like, oh my God, I'm finally seen. I'm finally being seen. I'm finding myself finally, like 40 years later almost. And it's just been amazing.
So I started reading what you wrote on Fat Life, and please check out GoddessofStitchz, what she writes on Fat Life. It's a pretty amazing story. So some of the questions are going to be regarding about that. Um, you describe yourself as a strictly lifestyle dominant. So what does being a strictly lifestyle dominant mean to you?
So, I obviously I'm not doing this professionally. I'm not accepting money for it. This is just me and my sissy and anybody, if I choose to bring into our dynamic. I obviously have a pulse and a somewhat attractive face, so I tend to get a lot of messages on Fet, and they probably are not reading my about section because it's implicitly states please do not contact me, and they do. But
It's the Gooner dream, you know.
I
It's the
know they're
Gooner
like,
dream. Like for
yeah.
me, for it. Well, think about it though. Think about it though that the sissy didn't have a profile pic, and yet you
And
still.
there we
Yeah.
and to this day I still don't know what that person ever looked like.
All right, so now you have this relationship with your sissy slave husband.
Yes, yes,
How did that come into form? So let me, before you answer, I had
yes.
an ABDL couple on here, right?
Okay. Hi.
And it's a different fetish. They intertwine sometimes, but like it is a different fetish. And just they were just digging each other. And on the third date, he's like, I have something to tell you. And he goes out to his car and he brings out a bag and he puts out all these diapers and rattles and pacifiers. And he's like, I'm into this and I have to be on. And he just flat out did that. With me, different story. Like I always said, true love is not having to clear your browser history. We
Right.
shared porn. We were Lynn and I. We were very hypersexual. Like that's why I want this show to be. We can talk sex naturally, with
Right.
comfort, with ease, without feeling like, oh, that's whatever. No, sex got you here. Respect it. Seriously,
Right.
you're live because of sex. You have to respect. You know what? I'll go this far. You know what? Hey, by disrespecting sex, by stopping us, you are disrespecting God. I'll tell you that. All right?
Right.
Go that route. Wrap your head around that. Anyway, but so we would share porn. We'd
Mm.
share porn. And I gotta admit, people like Femdom Bride, Starla Vamp, Femdom Bride, and other Madame C, these elegant, beautiful, smart, and somewhat whimsical women would just totally put men in chastity and garter belts and stockings, and they would definitely change their lives. And it was the hottest thing ever. And I would send it to her, and we talk about it, talking about it, communicating it. Next thing you know, I'm in panties. So what was that moment like where you and your sissy husband, what was
Hmm.
that moment where like everything kind of fell into place?
So, um, I had a few run-ins trying to find somebody to mesh with. that was maybe in this realm, and I was meeting it, it was a futile effort, but we'll just put it that way. And it was getting extremely frustrating.
Yeah.
And finally, I decided I'm going to go on FET, even though, I believe the whole like Craigslist, everybody like people get killed off that place. But I was like, let me just try. And so I made my profile, and that's how I spent a lot of my evenings without dating at the time, because I would just put on lingerie, snap photos, and upload them, and, seek validation. So,
Yeah.
I
Totally.
mean,
Yeah.
come on.
It is what it is.
So
Yeah.
somebody actually mentioned, hey, are you going to the Club Femme party this weekend? And I was like, I don't know what that is. And he explained it's, a local club for female dominant, um, all slaves and femdoms. And I was like, no, I don't. He's like, well, you have to get vetted. You have to go to a munch first, but maybe you could go for next month. So he gave me an email address I could reach out to. So I did. I heard back, and they added me to the list to get vetted at the munch, which was like a week. At this point, it was 3 weeks away. They always do it the Sunday before the upcoming party.
Hmm.
So I get there, and I'm literally sitting in my car going, I'm not going in. I'm not going in. This is the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm not going in.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't let people see me. They're gonna think I'm weird. Well, they're weird too. Like, obviously they're weird too.
Yeah.
I finally just walk in, and it was at the upstairs of like a local grill. And the first space I see as I get up the steps is the sissy bitch lobster. And not my taste, not my style, not what I'm into, obviously, because I like the little paunchy, bearded, pickup truck driving, fish owning person. And so I have a nice time. I meet everybody. Uh, they ask me questions. They see I'm not crazy. I see they're not crazy. We're good. And um, he asks if he could buy what I ate. I said, sure. He asked if he could walk me down to my car. I said I would appreciate that because now it's dark out. So when we get to my car, he asked if it would be okay if he messaged me on FET. I said, yeah, that would be fine. And he shook my hand. And I'm not joking. I know it's a cliche, but it's true. He shook my hand, and I literally had sparks. Like
Oh yeah.
I felt jitters up my arm. And I'm
I know
like,
exactly how you feel.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, all right. He's not my stuff. He's not my taste at all. But I'm gonna just see where this goes. And we've been together ever since.
You just gave so many people so much hope. Just a little bit of hope.
So
Seriously. And that is so beautiful. Oh,
he's bald. He's 10 years older than me. Um, but you know what? He's adorable. And the biggest thing with me is you have to make me laugh. If I'm laughing, that's golden.
yeah.
I mean, come on. I think John Cleese, come on, Monty Python, them dressing up
Right.
like pumpkins.
Yes. Yes.
Come on,
And
that's
I knew
hot.
this was going to be a good show because we started laughing right out the gate. You know, awesome. All right, all right. But so let me ask you this: did he introduce himself as a lobster, or did you make
So
him?
that's a joke. So the saying goes that lobsters mate for life. So
Yes.
when you meet your lobster, you've met your soulmate, so to speak, or your life partner,
Uh huh.
and I'll be honest, this is the first relationship I've ever been in where we don't fight. We don't fight. We have conversations, we disagree, but we don't fight. um and I can honestly say it's it really is. It's the first time in my life I feel beautiful, I feel worshiped, I feel loved. He literally, I mean, we weren't even together a year, and he was by my side. I had hip surgery. I had to have, a hip replacement. He took care of me. Like, he is everything to me now. And I am able to do whatever I want. I can sleep with whoever I want. I can, go on dates and he will pay for it. I mean, he'll literally drive me to somebody else's house if I tell him to, and sit and wait in the car while I bang him. That's how this relationship is. I just don't feel it necessary. At least I haven't yet. I mean, anything's possible. And we just got married 2 months ago. So we're even
Congratulations.
newlyweds. Thank you.
So, do either family know about your kinky life?
So my offspring does, my son does. He was there from me, the inception of me realizing. He knows we have a dynamic in it. It's not his business. He knows it exists, but we don't have to talk about it. It makes him uncomfortable, and that's okay. Um, I did finally tell my brother last month, because he's been going through some stuff on his end, and I'm like, maybe there's something weird with you two. Let me just tell you. I don't know if you remember 976 numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, there's a podcast on, I forget what it's on, but it's called Operator. And it's about the whole 976
Oh
phone
wow.
sex business. And just know that one of the main people was in that and like owned the company is my brother.
Oh
So
wow.
I felt comfortable. I knew he would understand because he
Yeah.
worked around it for many years. So I said, just so you know, I'm not going to go into it, but just so you know, we're in an FLR, BDSM, all that stuff. Maybe you're weird too. Just
Now,
gonna throw
do you
that
feel?
out there.
Do you feel? Let me ask you this. Because look, I'm in love and I'm enlightened. That's the way I feel. Do you feel that way too? So
Yes.
because you feel that way, right? Because that's what kink, like the beauty of kink, And I write about it in this, like, you walk out and you're like, the world looks different now, right? You
Yes.
look at people different now. There's a part. It's like, these vanilla people are telling me of their vanilla problems, and
I know.
I want to just say to them, you got to kink that. You got to kink that problem. You
Right?
seriously kink, like it's. I'm a happier person now because I'm a kinky person.
Yes.
An honest, right, consensual kinky person who
Yes.
enjoys part of a community. I feel I have a home. I have people. What I mean, it. I feel like I have a foundation now where I could actually create and do something good. And that kind of bug, I see that in you, which is awesome. I
Yes.
really do. It's beautiful. But here, people change, right?
Absolutely.
People change. Um, so, like I said, there's a great article that you wrote called "Discovering Your Inner God," or about discovering your inner goddess. But one
Yes.
thing I want to talk about, right,
Yeah.
is sadism.
Uh-huh.
How's your perspective on sadism as well? Because you initially started out, introduced yourself as nurturing, a gentle dom,
Correct.
and avoiding sadism because you have a background in healing. You tell me about that.
Yes. Yes.
So, how has your perspective on sadism evolved, and what
So,
factors contributed to this shift?
um, the few experiences I had before her bitch,
Oh,
was
light,
more.
nice tattoo, by the way.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Uh, so the name Herbage came along because, when we went to a few events and people were like, "Oh, what's your name? Who are you? And what's your thing?" And he's like, um, "Oh, I'm
I'm her
Herbage."
bitch.
And they were
Yeah.
like, "Well, who's her?" And he would point at me. So I just started calling him Herbage. But before we got together, my few lousy attempts at having, a sissy or, doming anybody, it was all like gentle. So it was, cold and hot sensations and, feathers and maybe some rubber band flicking, just stuff like that. It wasn't anything big. And I'm like, "Ooh, look at me be doming." And so he tells me I'm a hardcore masochist. By the way, did the whole New York scene while he was in college. He's been doing this for over 40 years. He is the most experienced, um, anything from switch down to now just being, submissive and sissy and everything. But he tells me he's this hardcore masochist. He's like, you hit the mother load. And I'm like, well, I'm not, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And
we'll
he's like,
see.
oh, I'll bring it out of you. I'm like, okay, okay. So, so he says to me, and I keep telling him, I can't do this. I can't do what you want. I'm sorry. I don't like to hurt people. I help people. I don't hurt people. So one day when I was over here visiting, I was just like, lightly scratching his back, and he was like, harder. So I really dug my nails in and I did it. I'm like, oh, good. And then I'm like, okay, that wasn't bad. So he kept prodding me, and I finally, on a date night, I was coming over and we were just gonna cook or whatever. And I said, pick one thing you would want me to try to do. I'm going to research it. And then when I come over for dinner, I will try, but you can't get mad at me if I suck at it. And he was like, caning. I'm like, okay, is there a video? So guess what? There's a caning 101 right here on YouTube, folks. And so I watched, and she was fabulous and gave great pointers and about how to practice on a pillow and all that. So while he was making dinner, I came in and I practiced on the pillow. And so finally after dinner, we started playing, and it wasn't horrible.
Okay.
And he said I was good at it, and I have gotten much better. But I have to say it has now evolved into, because when you go to these monthly gatherings
Yeah.
at like Club Femme, you're around every time we go, they start with some kind of like they're teaching you something. It could be fire play,
Yeah. Usually class is something.
it could be milking, it could be,
Ooh, that's a good one.
yeah, we've done, like, they've done so many, or we do a thing like, how many clothespins can you get on your partner's scrotum, and whoever wins gets a prize, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so it made it so much easier for me to start to learn how to do stuff because they're teaching me. So I would be like, okay, this was a lot of fun. So then we'd go home and then I would really get into it. So now I've gotten to the realization, like, this is a great outlet for whatever has pissed me off leading up to me getting home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, he voluntarily offers himself as the sacrificial, for
Sacrificial
whatever,
lobster.
yes, for whatever jerk off doctor I worked with today, or whoever cut me off in traffic. Yeah. So
Yeah. Part of therapy almost.
yes,
Now
and it
you described some of your early BDSM experiences as quote unquote god awful.
they were, they were,
Um
they
so
were.
can you just give me an example of one god
Sure.
awful?
So one god awful was somebody who I met about a 4-hour drive away on
4 hours.
some stupid. It was local something BDSM, and it was kind of like a dating site, but it was for kink. And we kind of hit it off in messaging, and then we started like FaceTiming, and it was going really great. And he's 4 hours away. And this is all red flags the whole way. The whole way. And I just kept going. It's like, wow. If somebody was watching it as a movie, they'd be like, look at that idiot. Look, she's going to do it. Like, don't go in that house. And then she goes in the house. So it started off with, I live in a sober house.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know what that is. And it was, drunk driving, ended up in a sober house. Doesn't have a vehicle. So now I have to be the one to drive the 4 hours. So I'm driving the 4 hours. I'm halfway there. He calls me, and actually that's when he told me, by the way, I'm in a sober house. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Well, I have a curfew. I'm like, so you're not even going to sleep over the hotel? No. I should have turned
Oh,
around and gone back. It really was god off. He literally was looking for a sugar mama because I get there. He wants to go out to eat. He wants to go to the mall. And you know that thing where like somebody's like, I'm going to get this hat. And they just keep looking at you like you're going to whip out the credit card. And I'm just like, I'm going to Bed Bath and Beyond.
uh,
You know, it's that kind of, it was just, it really was. And it
wow.
got to the point where like, I'm like, all right, I'm not trying on that site anymore because I'm meeting these horrible people. So then you put in your profile on normal sites, like, I'm not vanilla in any way. And sometimes that would be taken as to you prefer chocolate, if you get what I'm saying,
Hmm.
and not vanilla. So then I got a lot of messages from people who were like, "Ooh, you like the brothers?" And I'm like, "I don't mind them. Happy to, yeah." But that's not what that means. What it means, I'm trying to explain. Or you get the guys who think you're who think you're looking for Christian Grey. And I'm like, "No, I am Christian Grey." You know? I'm not looking
No,
for him. I am him. And so, yeah,
that's a quote. I'm not looking for Christian
I am.
Grey. I am Christian Grey.
Yeah.
I am Christian. Okay. All right. Let's move it along.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you navigate between real life responsibilities and DS dynamic? Because I'm in a dynamic right now. We're switches though.
Okay.
So that's how we really now navigate the balance. It's not because I mean it's a lot of responsibility being a key holder, right?
Yeah.
And it's also a lot of work cleaning a whole house, for
Yeah.
right. Um, so we can't always do that. So how do you navigate that? How do you find balance?
Okay. So this is real life, Nick. So
Yeah.
it's not it's not what you expect. And I jokingly tell the story like because we also he mainly runs it, but I'm one of the board members for a local group, Houston Sissies. And we do this, when we do have our um parties, we always start with some kind of a topic where we, either give a lecture or we give, show how, to do something. Like one time I milked him in front of everybody, showed them how to do it. Um, and so, people will say, how do you balance this? And I'm like, well, okay, so this is real life. He's 64. You can't expect him to, clean a whole house in one shot. So it literally has become, okay, today this is what you're going to do. Tomorrow this is what you're going to do. I have to break it up because we both work. We both, get tired. We have body ailments and it's not feasible. And I'm not of the mindset that he has to get all dolled up and put on the heels and put on the just to clean the house. For him to be lounging around the house, it has to be pink and it can be comfortable. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not the type, you see I'm wearing a t-shirt. I'm not the type that I feel I have to dress up to dom him. I know you're coming to me. It don't matter what I'm wearing. I could be in, fuzzy slippers with my hair pulled back, no makeup. It don't matter. You want it. So you have to impress me. You have to get dressed for me. So as long as, he just wears little pink shorts around the house, he just wears little, little skirts, stuff like that. It's not a whole dress up because the first time he ever said, I'm going to clean for you and you can document it. I was like, okay, sounds great. I'm like sitting, waiting for him to get ready. Nick, 2 hours later, he comes out and the pictures are on my fet. He comes out of the bedroom, with the heels and the latex maid outfit and all the mask and ready to go to literally feather dust along the baseboards for 10, 15 minutes. He's like, okay, I'm done.
Well, okay, so that's interesting that you brought that up because in a similar dynamic, there have been times where I put on a whole French maid outfit just to massage her feet before she goes to sleep. But if I'm cleaning, it's like if you get done up in a French maid outfit with corsets and garter belts and stockings, stuff like that,
Mm.
and you're in a French maid outfit, I like psychologically, I feel almost by default, I have to finish cleaning. You know what I mean? It's like,
I see that. I can see that.
you know. So let me
Yeah.
ask you this: the
Yes.
boundaries,
Yeah.
desires, and consent. How do you navigate? How do your partner communicate about boundaries and consent, especially when it's chastity is being introduced?
Yes. So before we got together, he would wear a cage like to parties, present like he should, respectfully, chaste, um, plugged, dressed, however. He never was full time. And one of the first things when we first got together was I told him, "You're wearing panties to work." And he was like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, you don't wear little boy underwear anymore. You only wear panties." And he was like, Okay." So then it became a whole gotta buy the panty. So then it became, I think it became a conversation of how about chastity. And I said, I would like to explore that. He's like, okay, I'm willing. And at first, and even still today, there's always the mindset of, do I really have to do this? And he said it really messes with him because he is very sexual and he's on fet all the time and he's looking at stuff and it's arousing. And then of course it's not getting aroused and he's a masochist, so he likes the pain. So then that just makes it even worse. But it's always a constant reminder that this is how it should be. And that's what I tell him. I have mantras. I believe he's posted them on his that I made him, little recordings that he would listen to over and over. And I'm like, if it hurts, it's supposed to. That's life. That's what you're supposed to have. And I'm like, that's as it should be, is how I usually say
Yeah.
it. It's as it should be. So he's now actually asked me if he could go to a smaller cage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're going down. He's in a nano and we're going down to a nub. So
Now there's you write that some, yeah, I'll get to that question later. I don't want to jump ahead of it. So how does chastity play a role in the dynamic? What do you both gain from this practice?
so like this is just balls in a cage, right? Is my pendant. It's balls in a cage. So and I only wear this, I don't wear this in like normal public because I'm fearful of who's going to get it. We try to keep private. Me not so much. I mean, I work in medical. I don't see how this is going to affect me professionally, but he does have a job that we have to respect and we have to which is why you'll never see his face in anything. But they for me, that's my property. It ensures to me, I mean, could he take it off when I'm not around? Yes. But I trust him in an like more than anybody else on the planet. So he is trustworthy enough that he is not going to um, take it off and touch something that doesn't belong to him. So I have control over his orgasms. And if and when he has them, it's because I've allowed it. But it got to where I would let him take it off at night. So every night he would take it off and put it on the next morning because he had issues with chafing and stuff like that. And I was being thoughtful. I get up to go to the bathroom one night and I catch him in his sleep whirly burden, totally having fun with it. So I just touched his arm. I just and he, bah, what? I'm like, he realized I caught him. So
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
so I let it go. I go back to sleep. The next morning he comes out. He has these latex pig ears and he does like this. And they just, and I just can't help but laugh. And I have told him previously, if you're ever in trouble, just put the ears on, because that will ease whatever there is. He came out that morning wearing the pig ears because he knows he's in trouble. And that's when it became, you're going to be wearing it while you sleep too. Sorry, but
Nice.
that's how it's going to be. I
We
can't.
have I have a picture that this is the one I used to promote. Got a lot of attention.
Yes.
Is that the pig ears?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
speaking of chastity, oh, first of all, metal, plastic, or silicone?
It is plastic. He was originally using for parties and stuff. Oops.
Here, let me show you.
The little lady parts looking type for going to parties. So that's
Yeah.
what he was using. Um and then he tried kind of a similar, but the ring was what was causing him problems, like these types of rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
Totally.
were chafing really bad. Well, I am a medical professional. So, and I'm very good at problem solving. So, for Christmas that year, I set out to look at devices and find something that I thought would be better. I wanted something with a different type of lock. I wanted something that doesn't, I don't like the ones that look like mesh, so that when he's starting to get hard, it's just all this skin kind of pressing through. I'm like, I don't want to
Yeah.
see. I prefer
It'd be
it
painful.
mostly. I prefer it has to be pink, and I want it more solid with just a few vent holes. So I found the Holy Trainer. I think it's 5 that I got him. And I liked the way that the ring was shaped. It looked more ergonomic, like it would help him a lot with that chafing. I liked the lock on it. I liked the look of it. And I liked the shade of pink it was, that it is. Um, and so that was one of his Christmas presents. And since then, he has said that it's like, the best thing that we ever got, and he also uses an anti-chafing cream several times a day. And that has tremendously helped. So it comes off at bath time and dry out, air out, and then it goes right back on. And he's even said, like, when he had surgery, it came off. And I let it stay off for like the first 2 days. And he said he will ask to put it back on so it feels normal again, because he knows that's how it should be, and he wants to be in his place. So he
One thing that
he
you write about is the you're having an official collaring ceremony. Did you have one
yes.
yet, or did you?
We
Are you gonna?
did. We actually had that at our actually 6 months, when we were together 6 months. I'm very much a theme person. I am a child of the 80s. And as somebody who was controlled by their parent their entire young life, that was really one of my only outlets, was watching TV and really comedy, and I gotta laugh or I'm gonna cry kind of thing.
I am the same way. Oh my god, especially British comedy. Like I used to watch the young ones constantly.
Oh my God. Don't
Well, yeah.
Leo. Um
Rick, pollution. All right. All right, we're getting off topic. I'll
okay.
definitely talk. We'll talk
But
about that stuff. But okay,
I
official
am very
collaring
much
ceremony.
no, so I very much am all about theme. So when I collared him, I was Beetlejuice and I dressed him up as Lydia in the red wedding dress.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I see pictures in my head now.
Yeah. It was
I
pretty
was
great. It was pretty
Beetlejuice.
great. Yeah.
I dressed them up as Lydia.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. Red wedding dress and everything. It was great.
Next time I go to the Mischief Manor, shout out to everybody at Mischief Manor. They love Beetlejuice. I'm surprised no one did that there. Maybe we'll be the first. Who knows? Maybe Sunshine. All right, like you said, you're very much in ceremony. So
Yes.
I'm one who I find it symbolism in everything these days.
Yes.
Meaning, and I try to find meaning in everything. Some things mean nothing, but this means something. What does this? What does an official collaring center ceremony mean to you?
So it was mm, we had kind of like a something written up to where it was just me saying, that it was almost like vows, I guess, but it was me saying that, I respect and accept, the um him relinquishing his, you know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Freedom.
Yes, to me, and I will make the decisions, and he trusts me to do that responsibly and to be a good owner, because he had always wanted, um throughout his life, has always just wanted to be somebody's slave property. This the whole sissification thing with him just actually only came around a few years ago, not too long before I met him. So before that,
Oh no! Oh no! Oh. Hmm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we seem to have technical problems. Oh, she's
I
back.
know,
Great.
real life, he was not um he was, switchy, and he was submissive, but he dressed, in male latex and stuff like that. He was, until it was a dom before me that he met during COVID, that expressed to him, no, sissification doesn't mean you're trying to pass, and then explained it to him, and he got it. So it's relatively new to him. So it's just, it was for us, meaning he had said when we did it, it meant more to him than getting married. I don't know that that's still
Oh
true or not.
yes.
We've done both,
The
but
I totally see that. I've seen collaring
yeah.
ceremonies. I've seen BDSM weddings, even vanilla versions of weddings of BDSM people.
Mm-hmm.
There's more weight to it. There's like it feels like there's a soul to it. It
Yes.
doesn't. How many weddings have you been to, or at least I have? I've been to so many weddings where I'm like, it's not that I know that they're not going to last, but
Yeah.
also I don't care if they're going to last or not. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's sad. It's sad. But yes,
Yes. And I
collaring
did.
ceremonies are incredibly meaningful.
Yes, I got him a 24/7 collar from Captive Collars. I picked something that, just looks like a necklace, but if you know, you know.
Hmm.
And he can't take it off. It's on there. So he it,
You okay? One thing that's interesting that you mentioned in some of your writing before, that you had skittish subs. Now, there's the one with the sober house, but
yes.
honestly, this question came up. And do you have any other skittish subs that because a lot of these lifestyle doms who I'm very good friends with, one of the biggest thing is time wasters. And so I
Yes.
on the show every time, every show I say never waste the dom's time.
Oh
Never waste the
God.
dom's time.
And you know
You know what I
what?
mean?
When you're new and you're learning, it's on me. It really is. So after that one, I did meet somebody who, and they just reached out to me and said, "Listen, I'm no sub, but I had to tell you, I will tell a woman she is hot when I think so." And we just ended up becoming friends. And I actually did submit to him in Vegas once. And that's how I know it's not for me. I literally refused to orgasm on principle. So I'm like, you may tie me down, you may beat the crap out of me, but you are not getting my orgasm. You're just not. I was so mad. He was like, "Did you like it?" I'm like, "No, I did not. And we're
Oh
never doing that again."
shit! Oh my god! I would love to write a scene like that for just to just for the like the verbal insult porn afterwards to come
Yeah.
right out of your. We got to put something together. That's a wild scene. Okay, let's get back into sadism. Let's get back into
Yes. So, okay. What?
what is the most exciting or surprising discovery about yourself as you explored sadism?
um that I like it, and now that
Yeah.
I actually so when I'm doing it, I find I can pinpoint the moment I first went into like dom space,
Yes.
which was super. crazy to me. So we were at a club fem meeting, having a blast. I like to put him on the cross and tie him up and then just go at him on his back. But the music they play there sometimes, they put it in the hands of one of their subs, and he's just whatever. So I put my earbuds in and I started my own playlist on my phone, and it's like I have a theme song, so I usually it starts with that, and then I just immediately zoned in. I literally got this tunnel vision. I just almost euphoric, going somewhere deep and just going at it on him, and that's what I thrive for. And now it's almost like I jokingly say, when certain songs come on, I have a flashback because I tripped acid a few times. So when certain songs come on, I literally 30 years
I'm the
later, I'm like,
same way.
oh, here we go, we're having a flashback. So it's almost it's almost like that feeling, like
I listened to the
immediately
Stone Roses album. That album, yeah, it brings back way too many memories.
Comfortably Numb and Depeche Mode Violator for me.
Depeche Mode, Violet, yeah, Blue Dress is that's a good one. Shout out to Nico Noir, the Depeche Mode reference. Every Depeche Mode reference, I got to shout out Nico Noir.
Nice. Mm.
All right, so one thing you communicate basically, you state in your profile that any request to make use of Pink Phillips services, which is they must go through you. So you're at an event or a dungeon, stuff like that. Tell us through the process and tell us about the approach.
So far I've not let it do anything other than I lent it out to very good friend locally, another lifestyle femdom, because she has a fabulous Thanksgiving spread every year. Well, it so happened to be happening on a day that I already had other plans. I was not going to be able to attend, but I said, I'm more than happy to lend you my property to be your kitchen bitch if you so choose. And she was like, that would be great. Just tell me. So I posted the video on my fet of me where I literally made him get dressed, and I confirmed with her that the outfit would be except sufficient how she wanted. And I sent him with a ball shocker on, and he gave her the clicker for it, which she passed around the room, which was fabulous, and just gave her limits as to what she could do to it while it was in her care, and they had a great time. I have full carte blanche to put him to work for another, a male dom or whatever. I just have not met one yet that I'm willing for that to happen. I've had people reach out to me on FET and say, I wanna fuck your sissy's mouth or whatever. That's not gonna happen. I have been on this earth a long time. I've met a lot of male species in my time, and over the course, as I've gotten to this point, I now realize I'm not a real fan of men in general.
Neither am I. That's why
I
most of my
love
friends are women.
sissies. I would own 4 of them. In fact, I'm going to give a shout out to my little friend over there across the pond in England. If he was in the US, maybe I would have 2 sissies. But he,
You keep coming on the show, you have a ton.
Right? I could have a whole harem. I wouldn't know what to do with them because this one takes up so much of my time. But
it's a lot of work. People don't. I don't. You know what?
Oh God,
Sissies,
it's
the sissies out there,
exhausting.
please. I want you to acknowledge, and I think, you know what, Mistress Haley wants you to acknowledge that it takes a lot of work. That these the dominatrixes, the FLR, any dom, whether it's professional or lifestyle, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of attention.
It is.
You even deserve that energy and attention, right?
Exactly.
You have to earn it. Yeah. Yes.
All
right, I'm sorry. Get off my soapbox.
I know, right? I have to say, we have hit a slump, unfortunately, right now. Between surgery and being old and aches and pains and whatever, we haven't played in a while. So we do need to get back into our groove. But other than that, I just haven't felt the need to try to bring somebody else in because I don't know what that would look like, and I don't know that I want to mess up what we have now. I have, if I want to cuckold him, I can. I
Yeah, and
just,
you know what? The beauty of the foundation where you could do anything you want. You
yes,
don't have to. Like,
correct.
that was cool about open. I've been in open relationships where I didn't really like. I could have. I did a little bit. Like I was like kind of open, but I really just go where the love is. Go where the love, energy, and attention is. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
so, but having that foundation of like I can do it. That's very nice. Let's talk about future aspirations. So, are there any new kinky skills, dynamics, or sadistic practices that you're eager to explore with Pink Phillip in the future?
So some of my most favorite things. So I love tease and denial, and I love CBT. In fact, I have to tell you. So those little aha moments we have throughout life.
Hmm.
As a surgical tech, decades ago, I worked in Florida, and I used to work with a urologist. And when we would do penile implants, there's a part of the procedure where you have to pass a very long, large, huge, like, needle through the shaft all the way through the end to lead the implant into place. And he used to go, "You're up," and he'd let me do it. And now I recognize why I love that. So I'm like, yes, finally. So I now recognize why I love that so much. But those are my favorite things to do. But I just love finding something different. Like, I have videos on there where I'm shooting him with Nerf darts. Yes, they hurt. Yes,
Oh
they
yeah,
leave marks. And
they
I
do.
can't get enough of that. I absolutely love doing that. I love shooting, and he made that target. I didn't ask him to. That's how much he loves it. Is he made that target for me. But like, this huge stupid fly swatter was us on vacation in North Texas, and I found here. See, I found it in the gift shop of this park we were at. And yes, I bought it. He's like, "What are you buying that for?" And because I didn't take toys on the trip, I'm like, "No, we'll find something." Like, we went to a Halloween thing in Dallas, and literally in the parking lot of the hotel we were at was a coat hanger, a wire coat hanger. You better believe I made use of that wire coat hanger later on that night. That's what's fun for me, is just picking something so rando and then just having fun with it.
Yes, yeah, pervertibles as they call it.
Correct. Like on
And that
our
brings
honeymoon.
me. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna
On
say,
your
on our
honeymoon?
honeymoon last month, we took a few toys because we went to Mexico. But I was like, Please, I'm not getting stopped in customs in Mexico to explain a suitcase full of kink." So he did bring a fair amount. But what we had the most fun with, because it was the honeymoon,
He
I
didn't
let
get
him have.
stopped.
No, actually, because it's just like whips and stuff. It's
Yeah,
not. Yeah, we weren't
just
doing
whips.
heavy
Bring
chains or
whips into
anything.
Texas.
Right. So then I let him orgasm, but he came into a champagne glass and then he had to drink it.
Mm,
So
yeah.
stuff like that.
CEI.
Yes, stuff like that is fun for me.
So this brings me to the next topic. It's a little different than what we usually talk about on your Kinky
Okay.
Friends, but here I love whimsy and I love art. And what you're doing is you're perverting things. You're taking something, you're doing something else with it. You're kinking it. You love crocheting and fiber
Um,
arts. Your FetLife handle, GoddessofStitchz, reflects your passion.
yes.
Crocheting and fire art. Let's look at your Amazon wish list.
Oh my God, it's so embarrassing.
Oh, it's great. It's great. Crocheted hats. See, it's not
No,
your usual like
no.
FLR
You would
FemDoc stuff.
expect
So it's
seeing all kinds of sexual stuff, right? No,
the
this is just
Muppets,
stuff
the
that gives me
Muppets
fun.
official crochet. Yeah. It's wonderful.
Oh, and
Let's want to shout out to Mistress
I'm also a
Manor.
Lego. I'm also a Lego freak. So
All right. Shout out
yeah.
to Mistress Shari at Mistress Manor. She does some amazing like needlework and patchwork and stuff like that. Yeah. So let me ask you this: how does your creative side as a fiber artist intersect with your identity as a dominant?
Um, so I make stuff for Herbich to wear. I have now planned. So every once a year we do a fashion show. They do a fashion show with Club Femme, who I am very blessed. We are at it's Club Femme. There's it's a worldwide organization, but the founding chapter is here in Houston, and it's run by an amazing pro dom named Strict Ella, which I did ask her if I could mention her, and she is like a wealth of information, and I'm super lucky to be able to call her friend and be in her presence, and she has taught me a lot and extremely giving of her knowledge and expertise. And so I have made you like huge penises as prizes for them to give away. And every year they do a fashion show, and I've already decided I will be making the entire outfit that Herbert will wear for next year, because it is slow fashion. It takes a very long time to make stuff.
Oh yes.
When you're not going from a pattern and you're just whipping it up. Um, but and we jokingly, I refer to, like, that's exactly where I'm going this weekend, is to fill that fetish. I'm going to a yarn retreat in Ohio.
Well, let's talk about fulfilling that fetish. Okay.
Yes.
If you're gonna have if you could design a kinky crochet project inspired by your femdom lifestyle, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let your imagination go wild. Let's say you have endless money.
Oh my gosh.
Let's say you have endless resources. What would, like, just off the top of your head, what would a kinky crochet project inspired by your femdom lifestyle? What would that be?
I would create. I've already decided I'm going to start creating whips and bondage items, because you can do that with paracord. So you can crochet paracord. You can pretty much crochet anything, but I've already decided I'm going to start making that kind of stuff. Um, I have ideas of like art installations and stuff, just because not everything has to be a hat or a sweater. Like it can go be amazing. And I have you know I can crochet things, amigurumi it's called, and it's just like stuffed animals to people to whatever, and it can be huge, it can be small, it can be whatever. And maybe just making, an art installation, kind of a show, kind of like if you were to fill a room kind of thing, would probably be like something I would love to do someday. Just, maybe uh, a, a dom with my sub at her feet, or, something like in action, like where they're about to bring a whip down, just almost like a bodies exhibit, but crocheted and kink related. That would be kind of awesome. Now that I said it out loud, that would be really awesome.
That would be. All right, rapid fire kink advice. All right. Now, I know like you haven't been like, you don't have like decades in the kink community as a dom or anything like that, but like I'm testing you. Okay. Rapid fire kink advice. All right.
Okay.
You restrain someone up and their arm starts to go numb. What do you do?
Cut it loose.
A sub shows up way too high. What do you do?
Don't engage.
Okay. You meet a sub online. You meet a sub, right? And they start talking about like they met somebody, and they want to give all their money to them, and they're being conned. What do you do?
Try to talk them out of it. Obviously, bad idea. Red flag. Red flag.
All right. Someone in the kink community is talking about robbing a fellow kinkster. What do you do?
Well, I would tell the kinkster, but I can't stop it, but I would attempt to.
Okay. And finally, a sub keeps on talking about plan to murder a CEO at a large healthcare company in New York City. right on the street in the 6 o'clock in the morning, what do you do?
I don't know. Oh, is it? I would report it, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't take
All
part.
right. Dungeon problems. That was a reference to Luigi. I don't know if Luigi,
Yes.
the guy who did the yes.
Yes.
All right, dungeon problems. When was the last time you had a dungeon problem that you solved the dungeon problem? What was it? How'd you solve it? And a dungeon problem can mean anything. Like when you're playing with your lobster, wax play. You could burn yourself. You could choke on a ball gag. A million things could happen. When was the last time you solved the dungeon problem? What was it? How'd you solve it?
So I think, what was it? We were at one of our Houston Sissies play parties, and I was pegging him, and sometimes blood comes out or whatever. So obviously you stop immediately. He's fine with keeping going, but you just part of this, and plus I think with my medical background, I think I tend to be a little more cautious than maybe a lot of other people would be. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but a good sissy is an alive and in good health sissy. So
Right on.
take good care of them. Yes, pain is fun, when it's the right kind of pain. Let's not cause harm. Let's take care to he won't he won't red flag me. You give him a drop thing, it never drops. I mean, he'll just keep going. He has told the story of how he had to go back to a hotel room the next day and clean his own blood off the walls. So he will never call red, but I do. You just be responsible. That's the most I can express is take care and you'll have years of enjoyment.
Definitely. AI and kink. How are you, not just with kink, but how are you evolving with AI?
uh, I'm trying to avoid it. I'm gonna be honest. um it I don't like the feeling of not knowing if something's real or fake, so I have problems with that. And it's putting a lot of things to where we don't even need to exist anymore.
Yes, jobs. It's definitely messing up the job market and the process of hiring, because we haven't perfected it yet.
No.
So I know a lot of people who are struggling in that, and a lot of companies are just like, oh, it's cheaper, or but it sucks. It's not anyway, not tuned yet, and the art is very uninspiring. Like you see that the lazy AI art, to pass it off as art. If you pass it off as AI slop, that's to say it's slop. Then it's like but say like, look how important you're not. No, I know artists. You're not one of them.
Yes.
It's just like, all right. So let's play a game. Would you rather? All right. You have to choose one,
Okay.
Mistress Haley. You have to choose one.
Okay.
All right. You're doming lobster,
Yes.
psychological or physical.
Psychological.
Okay. You're doming lobster.
Yes.
Experiment with new kink or do the standards.
New kink.
Okay. You're doming lobster. A detailed plan session or a spontaneous session.
Spontaneous.
Sensory deprivation, which means blindfolds or earplugs, or sensory overload, which is feathers, ice, hot wax, and God knows what.
Overload.
Overload, yes. Okay. All right. Now, what about self-care rituals? Both of us been through a lot. We have very whimsical, active imaginations, right? And the world is a complicated place. How do we survive? For me, self-care rituals help. They're not just for kink, but just everyday life. Do you have any
Mm-hmm.
self-care rituals that keep you going, keep you grounded?
Gosh. Um, I should. That's probably part of my problem. Um, I try to do everything in moderation these days. All of a sudden, I don't know what happened. I turned the corner and I got old. I don't I don't know how that happened, but I just recognize my limitations, and Herbert's limitations, and I respect them. And we allow ourselves to have off times. I'm not always riding him. And he often says to me, I wish you would dive deeper and go further in our kink. And then the next breath he says, but a lot of times I'm grateful that you don't. Because it's exhausting.
Oh, yes, of course.
And we're not young, and if I'm gonna be so demanding, of course he's up for it, but at what expense? I would rather not go at it 24/7. Even though we live in FLR and we say 24/7, it's really not. This is real life. If he makes the decisions about his own finances and stuff like that, that's not my problem, that's not my business, stuff like that. And I feel we're better for it. But just allow yourself and give yourself grace is all I can say. And give your sissy sub, your lobster, grace, because we're not always on, I guess.
Definitely. All right, let's get into the specifics. Impact play. There's so many toys.
Yes.
There's floggers. There's
Yes.
whips. Like here's check this out. Here's a waterproof dildo flogger.
That's fun.
Right? That's fun. So like floggers, riding crop, all these impact play toys. They're all
Yes.
great. I love them all. Do you have a
Yes.
personal favorite?
I have a favorite. I think it's in our play bag. So the first thing I always do, and he hates it, so I love it even more. It's a misery stick, and it's a star on a carbon fiber stick, and it's smaller than a dime.
It's called a
But
misery stick.
a misery stick, and you just pull that back and let it go, and
Oh, okay.
puts a perfect star. And I put probably 6 or 8 on his butt and thighs to start. He hates it, and
Okay.
that's why I love it.
Oh, all right. That's a good line too. He hates it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I love
Yes.
it. Yeah. All right. Okay, what's your favorite part to hit somebody? You said the butt, is it? Or is like if you could
I
what
love
is
his
your
back. He wants to
the
turn
back?
around so he can watch me, but I like to see the marks on his back.
Oh yeah.
He marks really well. He's very pale like me. And the marks come up beautifully on him. So usually, and he's hairless. That was started before I got here, but kind of a requirement for me. So it worked out perfect. But his back, his butt, and his thighs. One of my other favorite things is I get these huge rubber bands at work. Um, and I love putting them on him. I have a video where I'm making, playing farmer Ted or whatever with him. And I love wrapping them on his leg. It's the easiest thing ever. You just pick it up and you let it go. It doesn't
Yeah.
require a lot of physical from me, but it leaves a wicked mark that lasts for weeks. So that's probably one of my other favorites.
Now we talked about chastity. Sissification. It's a fetish I have.
Yes.
Um, and there are different ways to explore it. There's
Yes.
the humiliation, the sadistic kind of way that you're pathetic, you're a loser, your cock doesn't mean nothing. I'm gonna throw away the keys because you're a pathetic piece. Then there's another side which is it's a narrative. You control the narrative, right? In my personal relationship, it's much more loving and it's about control.
Yes.
As opposed and it's the humiliation, degradation is not really there. That's my personal way. To each his own. Everybody's different. What side do you lean on the most?
We lean towards the degradation. Maybe not so well, there is humiliation. Like, I just view everything so differently. It's like what's fun for me is to dress him like when we met, he literally owned nothing but black. Everything head to toe was black. And he was Black Phillip forever on Feds until I came along. And I'm like, no, your favorite color is now pink. and now everything is pink. And now
No.
he openly says my favorite color is pink. Everything has to be pink. And now he's Pink Philip on Fet. So I'm much more into my idea of sissification. I like I said, Frankenfurter I like a male body in lingerie. I don't want a wig. I don't want makeup. I like a male. I don't want you wearing falsies. You're not trying to pass. This is a 64-year-old man. You're never going to look like a female.
Yeah, I
And
feel
I
the
don't
same way in
want
many
you to.
ways.
I don't want you to.
Yeah.
I don't want the makeup. I like a male body in lingerie. In he has beautiful legs in tight, in stockings with garters and high heels. But I want people to know it's a man. It's not about what irks me more than anything is when people talk about sissification or about cross-dressing or whatever it is. It's about degrading a man to look like a woman. Why is it that a man looking like a woman is being degraded? How about you're celebrating women?
Yes.
It is not a cut down on men that you have to look like a woman. That irks me. So I prefer to say that we're celebrating women because you just wish you were born one. You weren't lucky enough to be born one, but you're gonna, you can represent, and do us proud at least and I much prefer just to, dress him in cute little things, he likes to wear his mom's old hats. He wears his mom's hats and it's fine. That to me is far better than trying to get nails and makeup and everything.
I could not agree more. And I'm glad you said it. I'm glad there's someone on the show who can not only he's living the lifestyle, but says it. I could say it till I'm blue in the face, but no one's going to believe me. You know what I mean? But yeah, these relationships and this kind of outlook does exist sometimes. Yeah. The kink world is incredibly, it's almost infinitely complex, right? So, and every dynamic is. So the questions that I have for sissification is, how has your attitude towards sissification changed over the years? Like, has it changed since you started?
I think when I was first looking into it, I was going off of somebody, because the very few subs that I did have interactions with, I was going off of, their ideas of what it was because I hadn't formed my own opinions yet. um so it has changed, and I recognize how there has been a shift in me. I made a writing about the first time being at work and looking at somebody and going, God, look at him, he's so hot, I would love to mark that ass up, like with a whip or something. And that just, I was like, what aha moment, because that was the first time that I didn't say I want to fuck him. I wanted to play on him. That's where my mind went. It was a shock to me that's how far I've come. And I was very proud of myself for that.
So
So my
Mr.
idea,
Shari and I, from Mistress Manor, we want to thinking of ways to explore sissification without degrading womanhood in general. Is
right.
there any ideas on that thought?
Um, I guess not addressing it as like, look at you, you're just a, female, you're just a woman, or I always say, you're just my little bitch or stuff like that. I'm not referring to her bitch as a woman. I'm referring to it as my property and below me. Um, because it's not that I'm also superior. It's like a hierarchy at this point. You have a manager and you have an employee. That's kind of how I view it. I don't, I don't, without degrading womanhood in general. I just try to not use slurs or anything that I would view as degrading if somebody were to say it to me.
Okay. Um, what was the last dream you remembered?
God. They're usually work related. It's nothing fun.
Okay, no, that's good. A solid answer. That's some. I mean, that says a lot.
Yeah.
Food. If you could describe your dominatrix style as a meal or as a food, what would it be and why?
Oh my word. Um, it would probably be just, like a meal at a five-star restaurant, but served through your car window, like at a hop.
All right. Okay, we got some comments. Let's see. We got Stan always has a Stan question. Oh wow, Nocturnal Miss So. Thank you very much for you know joining in the chat. Congrats, Miss, on my ideal dynamic is more king of queens, but most but we're both pervs and I'm into women.
Nice.
Good question. Can an FLR if can it be an FLR if both parties are female? How does that work? Yes.
Absolutely.
Totally can.
Absolutely. So, I mean, just like, okay, so absolute, I
So this
mean,
is role play.
I'm not going to say one is the wife and one is the husband. No, it's just obviously somebody is going to give a little more and somebody's going to, step up and be a little, who's the decision maker. That's it. It's female led. It just means who's on top and who's on bottom. It doesn't have it, and obviously happens when it's two men as well.
Sunshine, GoddessofStitchz, welcome to YKF.
Thanks.
Okay. Speaking of medical, what are your thoughts on medical play? Stan Vladimir asks.
I do.
I'm gonna take out.
I answer a lot of questions when I go to parties because people ask the proper way to do things. What are your thoughts on that? I personally don't do it because that's like a work for me. It's just like if you're dating a masseuse and you never get a massage. But he kept giving me trouble about you never do it with me and blah blah blah. So there is a picture on Fet where I stapled a heart into his scrotum. That was a lot of fun. I'll be honest, I'm not big into seeing blood in play. Because that's work all day. I'm covered in it. I don't want to. So, but I just say act responsibly, you want
Stan
to.
Vladimir has the Stan question.
Yeah.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it in your kinky life?
So my best friend is my friend from work, and we jokingly refer to, she says, wouldn't it be amazing if we could just blow people's heads up just by thinking about it? And yes, that would be it. But maybe it wouldn't be the big head. Maybe it'd be the little head that we could blow up just by thinking about it. That would be amazing.
All right. All right, Mistress Haley.
Yes.
We did this with the crocheting.
Yes.
This is different.
Okay.
All right. Let's say you have endless resources.
Yes.
You can go anywhere in the world.
Okay.
With whoever you want.
Yeah.
What is your ultimate kinky fantasy?
Okay. Oh, something like I'm very much a goth type of punk related something like if I could have a dungeon like over in like Transylvania or something, a very much Dracula type of feeling experience. I'm not drinking blood, but the whole vibe, the whole attire, the medieval contraptions I could be using, all of that would actually be pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally would. All right, rapid fire recommendations. They don't have to be kink related, but it's always fun if they are.
Okay.
All right. Now, and when basically I'm going to ask you to recommend a bunch of different things, but they don't have to be the be all end all. They don't have to be like your identity or whatever. Although the question does serve to show who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really just a recommendation you think something I'd like. Simple as that.
Okay.
Recommend a film.
Oh my God. Ghostbusters 1 and 2 are my absolute favorite.
All right. Yes. All right. Recommend a song.
An excellent artist, independent, out of Canada. His name's Brandon Hart. Check him out. You won't be sorry.
Brandon Hart. All right.
HART.
Recommend a television show.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Don't laugh. I'm like low key obsessed with the original Andy Griffith 5 seasons. I've watched every episode a bazillion times. Barney Fife is a genius.
I was watching it while I was sick in the hospital. Yeah, that this theme song sticks in your head, timeless almost, pretty
Oh
much.
yeah.
All right, recommend a book.
One of yours.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, please. Your kinky friends. This whole entire show started from like this book.
I love that.
Literally, it leads. It's a true story of how it led to me writing my first book, which led to this show, and you know,
That.
yeah. So and plus, if you're dealing with a heartache, it's a good example of how you could take your broken heart and turn it into art, just like
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher said. You know what I mean? Okay, recommend a meal.
Pizza.
Pizza. You can never go wrong. Pizza. Never go wrong. What do you like with? First of all, okay, I'm gonna ask this: pineapple
Yes.
on pizza. Is that a yes or no for you?
I'm a no. Her bitch is a yes.
You're in. Wow. Okay. So you purposely never order. You get to double win. You don't get pineapple on pizza, and then the end you piss you piss it off. So,
No, here's where this is how I am different. So I do order almost weekly, and I actually order sometimes, not every single time, but I sometimes order him a smaller of his own, and it will have pineapple on it.
all right.
That's
The
love.
word association game. The
Okay.
word association game. I'm going to say a word or phrase, and you say the first thing that comes into your head.
Okay.
One rule I have is that we don't kink shame. So if I say a kink, I'm probably going to say a kink that you're not into. Just say not my thing. All right. Don't be like, oh my god, you're going to burn in hell because you. Like,
Never.
no. Um, so yeah, and a lot of this is off the top of my head too. But then, right, you'll dig this. Then there's the jar. Shout out to Tangle Blue. Tangle Blue, I love you. And Mistress Natasha. She inspired the jar to bring back the jar. I don't know what's in this jar. These are pieces of paper.
Okay.
So we're in this together. Okay?
Okay.
All right. All right. Word association. Chastity.
All for it. Love it.
Garter belts.
Gorgeous.
French maid outfits.
I love them.
Pegging.
Oh, it's my favorite thing.
Splashing.
I don't know what that is.
That's food. Like gooey food and moist food, pies, cakes, stuff like
Not
that.
for me.
Rubbing it all. Yeah. Scarification.
I don't like it.
Candle wax play.
Love it.
Face slapping.
Love it.
CBT.
Love it.
All right, let's go to the jar. All right. Alien impregnation.
Yes. If I still had a uterus, I would volunteer.
Oh, okay. Oh, a lot of it is like a lot of doms. They have dildos with eggs. So like some of the subs literally come to like they have scripts, like long written scripts that they have in their
Oh my.
and they have to. Some doms have to play parts like as aliens and then impregnate their subs and breed
Okay,
them
sure.
for
Yeah.
a new civilization. You never heard of that fetish?
I haven't. And you know what? That would be a fun way to spend a Friday.
It would.
It
In
would.
an imaginative way, too. In an imaginative way. You know me, I'm all about whimsy. All right,
I
butt
know.
plug.
But oh yeah, love them.
Love them. Love them. Latex.
I personally don't like to wear it, but I admire it and love to see it on other people.
Vacuum
leather.
beds.
Pardon me?
Vacuum beds.
What is that?
It's okay. So you go into a bed. Think about and then all the air gets sucked out. So you're stuck.
Oh, do I get to do or receive? Am I giving or receiving?
If you would put the lobster in the vacuum bed.
Oh,
and
I
then
would
you
do that.
do it
That's
over the
fun.
head. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Okay. All right. Ball gags.
Yes. I love penis gags too.
Penis gags.
Yeah.
You like penis gags. So please tell us, what is your experience with penis gags? And
So,
first of all, tell what is a penis gag for those who don't know.
a gag, but instead of like a ball that goes in the mouth, it's a penis. And we also have ones that have it both ways. So while
Yeah.
he's wearing it, there's one facing out as well. And that's how he's allowed to pleasure me. I've also had him chastity, but then put on a strap on and pleasure me that way. So
Wow, funny that you said that. With 15% with the offer code YCAF, you can get 15% off all inventory at Locked and Lust. We
nice.
started having fun with the crotch rocket.
Oh,
This is some fun. So it's a special strap on for someone who's in chastity. So there's a it's made so the
stop
chastity
it.
device is here, right? Squirt in seconds. Seriously, you just like for someone who is
I love
like who is hypersexual and who is around hypersexual people. If you are hypersexual and you just want to ride and ride and ride and have your sub not come and just tease him the whole time and squirt all over him,
nice.
that's your thing. Get 15% off all inventory. Lock the Less with offer code YKF.
Her bitch, you need to get on here and order that, please. Thank you.
See, made a sale. Okay, and then okay, word association. Piss,
No. Oh, you want a
scat.
word with it?
Oh,
And moan. And moan. Piss and moan.
piss head mode. Okay, scat.
Attack. Oh, scat attack.
Scat. All right. So after all, you are very impressed. I'm so impressed that this is all going on. That I got you on the show and everything like that. It's great. Your energy um, is is wonderful. You made it to the point where like you got a sweet setup. You really do. But you
Yes.
didn't always. You didn't. I mean, you make mistakes. So, what advice would you give to yourself that you wish you'd learned sooner?
Go with it and don't believe what you're told. Don't believe what everybody called you.
Yeah.
um yeah,
Yes.
I always just figured there was something very weird about me, that was, that all of this stuff leading up, that I now realize was little blips of what I should have picked up on. But I would have loved myself a lot more further back in time than I did. And I don't regret anything. I'm just glad I finally got here, and I'm finally living my best life, and I'm living it with somebody pretty amazing. And just open yourself, and don't think that, just don't go by a package. Don't look at somebody and think, oh, no, that's not the type of person I'm into. Because it was the exact opposite. I always swore I'd never be with a bald guy, and I'd never be with somebody older than me. I was dating guys 10 or 15 or more years younger than me, and I ended up with what I always said was not my type.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing I can say is I wish I would have followed this advice earlier.
That was. I'm glad you said that. Seriously, and I hope people take away something inspiring from what you just said. Because I really hope they do. We're all looking for something.
Yes.
Where do you want your kinky path to take you next?
Um. I'm enjoying what we're learning together. I really value my partner, and I'm so thankful that I have found him, and the fun that we have, even if it's like the silliness that we have together. Um, and I just want to keep building on that. We talk about our retirement and what that will look like, and we both think it would be just the coolest thing ever if we just had like some property in the middle of nowhere, and I could be like horse play with him out in the yard, with him naked running around the yard and me cracking him with the whip. I mean, this is just, if that's what life looks like 10 years from now, kudos to me. and him for making it happen.
Speaking of, you know, having him dressed as a horse and riding him around outside, which I highly recommend. Preaching to the Perverted. They do that in that movie, Preaching to the Perverted. If you haven't seen it, I'd highly recommend you watch it.
Okay.
But also, I need to shout out this book, Pony Play by Miss Saban. She will be on the show soon. This is a magnificent guide. I've never seen such a thorough book about pony play. It's not only personal, but it is so detailed. There's so many pictures. I can't show some of the pictures, but and there's diagrams and everything like that. It's like it's amazing. So I'm all about books, supporting the kink community. So please check out Pony Play by Miss.
Nice.
So finally, we're going to end this, but so please complete this sentence.
Okay.
Life is
amazing and ever evolving.
Yes. Thank you, Mistress Haley, for everything. Please, before we get to your plugs, please go to yourkinkyfriends.com, get 15% off all inventory at lockedandlust.com with offer code YKF. How can people get in touch with you? You're not a professional doctor. You're not like selling professional dom services, but you have some things that you want to you want to make whips and stuff like that. How can people get in touch with you? How can people support you? How can people inspire you?
Find me on FET, GoddessofStitchz. Just put in the text, in the title that you met me here, because I try to answer everybody, but sometimes I just can't.
And please, if you are a fan of the show, I expect my fans to be cool, be kind, and to keep an open mind. So please, if you approach GoddessofStitchz, be very, very respectful and do not waste her time.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Haley. Please, out there, we have some big plans for YKF. We're setting up shop. Literally, we're gonna have merch soon. We're gonna have a way to, everyone on the show to sell their stuff, and we're working on it. Big things, and please tune in this Sunday. We have a good topic. I'll post it up soon, but read a book, Your Kinky Friends. Also, this is the original, The Coolest Way to Kill Yourself. This is a love story. It's filled with hard drugs, kinky sex, and an endless amount of music references. If you want to know about the punk rock scene, the rave scene, and how to get off heroin, how to really embrace the kink community, and how to embrace yourself and start becoming the person you want to be through love. The middle of the week. It's Wednesday. It's 2025. It's going to be, it's going to be a great life. Thank you for everything. Mistress Haley, GoddessofStitchz.
Yes.
Be cool, be kind, and keep an open mind. Take care, everybody. Bye.